It's no surprise to most people that the original planned ending for Fast and Furious 7 was much different from the one we got in the movie. Following the tragic death of Paul Walker, the production decided to switch gears and go in a new direction. Director James Wan explained the following. The original ending of Furious 7 was setting up, the bigger world of where the Fast and Furious franchise could go into. And that's obviously very smart of them to think so. But when the tragedy happened, all of that became irrelevant. So it did not matter anymore, all of that stuff. And to the studio's credit, they did not push for that. They realized how important it was to make a movie that finishes and that just outright is a tribute to Paul Walker. So I give them a lot of credit for being that bigger than that and going along with this ending that is the right ending to go with. Christian, was it the right move for the studio to abandon the original ending for the film?
100%. You could not have done this any other way. And by the way, Universal and everyone involved did such an amazing job with the way that they handled this.
Yeah, they really did.
Through the marketing, through the actual shooting of it, using Paul Walker's brothers, everything that they did. This should have been, rightly so, a tribute to Paul Walker, and it was. And the way that it is shot at the end, you feel him, you feel the love for him in that. And the original ending that they had, this movie did okay, did all right at the box office,
they did all right.
a little bit. So you can do whatever you wanted to do originally further down the line. There's not going to be an opportunity missed there. It would have been an opportunity missed had they not given Paul Walker the send-off, and they did it right.
I'm actually of the mindset that I would have been completely fine had they stuck with their original plan. Like I think you said it perfectly. Universal did everything right with this. I've gone on about this, but it's really rare that you can say about a big Hollywood company, man, they just did everything right. And they really did you're right, from the marketing to the way they never once did I get the sense that they tried to capitalize on the tragedy of Paul Walker. They were always so respectful throughout it, stopping production, restarting it again. Now, because that's the way it is, I would have then been fine if they still got Paul Walker's brothers in, did all that kind of stuff, finished off Paul's scenes, and ended the movie the way Paul was originally going to end the movie, the way they were originally going to end the movie, and set up the next one. I would have been fine. It would have been cool, and it would have been just as good. Maybe not just as good, because the change of plans that they made, I think, was the best way to go. Like the other one would have been fine, but the way they did it, and I'm not going to spoil anything here, if you saw it, it was the way to go. I'm actually getting a little bit of chills just thinking about the ending again. It was just so well executed, so well done, and was the perfect follow-through to a perfectly handled situation from start to finish. So while I still believe, if they went ahead and did it the way they originally planned, no problem, they did everything else right, but the way they did it was the best way. So I'm really great with it. Schnepp?
See, I haven't seen the film. I'm seeing it this weekend. So without spoilers, can you say, did they leave it open for a Furious 8?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely, yes.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, all the comments that Juan had to say sounds great. So I'm actually, having not seen the film, but knowing that they changed the ending due to Paul Walker's death makes me feel better, knowing that they were respectful of it and made a conscious decision to just, hey, let's just not plow through and finish it the way we had intended. Let's make a conscious effort to change it and make it more of a fitting tribute to Paul Walker. So,
well, that's what I meant, because whatever the ending was to further the story, they're not missing any opportunities to do that, I think, because they could change characters, whatever it might be, to further the storylines into changing the franchise again, the genre, mixing it up like they did with number 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you couldn't have done the way that they sent off Paul Walker, obviously, because this was when you left. This was literally everyone saying, "This is the love we have for this man. This is that. This is for him. This is what he meant to us," and you felt it.
I was going to say something else, but it would be a little bit of a spoiler. So we'll let that go.